Welcome to day 4 of a solo Disney trip. Today's gonna look a little crazy. I am all ready today. We are going to Gasparilla Grill to meet a social media friend that I've made. I'll have her TikTok down below, but she does resort live streams here at Disney. So if you want to explore the resort, she goes live and walks through the resorts, tells you cool things about it. So I'm gonna meet her for coffee. Had a bit of a struggle getting up this morning, not gonna lie. It's definitely like that part of the trip where I'm like, I could use an entire resort day. I do have a work meeting at 1 or 1:30. I think we're pushing it sooner than that though. We're gonna go have coffee with a friend and then come back for a meeting. Might pop into Magic Kingdom for a little while. Today, Magic Kingdom closes at 6 because of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So I'm hoping that the crowds will be low and we can get on a couple of rides or just walk around and have some snacks. So that's the game plan. And then my husband is coming in later tonight and we are checking out tomorrow, which kind of sucks, but I think today I'm gonna figure out when I'm gonna come next. I kind of want to do like a November, December trip here. So maybe we'll plan that a little bit later. As always, the end of the vlog today, we'll be ranking food and drinks that we had today. So that's always fun. I'm gonna make myself a little cup of my creamer. So when I go to Gasparilla Grill, I can put it in my coffee and let's go meet a friend. I'm sitting and waiting. I grabbed a latte here with just whole milk and then I brought my own creamer. So I'm gonna take a sip out of this and then add my creamer, but I'm waiting for Melissa to get here. We're gonna hang out for a little while. I think it's like 10:15 maybe. It's cloudy, so I think maybe we'll go to the parks after this. Just kind of see how long we end up talking, but cheers. And I'm on the struggle bus this morning, that's for sure. I am back. That was so much fun. Again, I'm gonna link down below. I'm grabbing water really quick, but I'm gonna link down below her TikTok. She does like resort live streams and is sometimes in the park. She's super nice and cool in real life, which is fun. It is 12:30. I've got my meeting in just a little bit, so I don't have time to run into the parks before my meeting, which I'm kind of okay with because it is obviously hot here. It is September in Florida, so I don't want to get all gross before the meeting. So we're gonna just kind of like hang out in here for a little bit, take the meeting, and then probably head into one of the parks. Magic Kingdom closes at 6. So hoping maybe we can spend a little bit of time in Magic Kingdom today, but we will see. I'm kind of okay with anything. I'm gonna see if we can get on Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios. I totally would not mind taking like a lift or somewhere to something to Hollywood Studios if we were able to get those. I don't think we will, but we'll see if we can get them. I realized I had a little bit extra time before the meeting, so I went and grabbed a coffee for the meeting. This is just an iced latte. My one that I had earlier was just too milky, and this honestly looks too milky as well, but I'm gonna try to get some caffeine. I feel a little headache coming on, so I'm hoping that either eating something or having some coffee might help with that, but I just got fries and that pulled pork sandwich that I had yesterday. That was absolutely delicious. If you watched yesterday's food ranking, it was #1. I could not stop thinking about it and I'm so excited to dive in. And then of course, for my side, for the fries, I got honey mustard. I love honey mustard so much, and the first time I came here, I didn't know that they had honey mustard. I thought they just had mustard and ketchup. So I did my own little DIY honey mustard with honey and mustard, but nothing hits like regular honey mustard and color. Delicious. So I'm gonna quickly eat lunch. I think I've got like 15 minutes to eat, so I'm gonna eat really quick and then do my meeting. And we'll see what we're gonna do. Hopefully this headache will go away. I think it's just because I'm like overly exhausted. Did not sleep very good yesterday. My legs are sore. I'm tired. Disney after multiple days in a row. It's one of those vacations where you need a vacation after your vacation. I feel like at this point we're just having a sleepover. I feel like that's just the vibe. It's just like sleepover at Disney. But as you can tell, we're still in the room. My headache is going away, but I don't feel 100% better yet. I feel like I've just really pushed myself the past couple of days to like be in the parks, do a ton of walking, doing a lot of things that I'm just not used to, and it's catching up to me. And my body's like, girl, you need to rest. It is 2 o'clock, bright and sunny. And I think I'm gonna stay in here. I think I'm gonna stay in here for a little while. I feel like just putting some TV on, some little Disney cartoons, chilling out, hanging out. At the end of the day, like, we are at the Grand Floridian. We are gonna take advantage of this room. This room is absolutely delightful, and this is why I am a resort girl. I get overstimulated at the parks sometimes, and having a nice resort and prioritizing a resort is really important to me. And obviously, we're at the Grand Floridian. How many times can we say that? This room is wonderful, and I don't ever want to leave here. So I'm gonna take probably the best nap of my life, and then we'll see. I'm gonna put some cartoons on, and I'm gonna lay here. From the Disney trip. Here's what happened. I ended up getting a headache. Ended up just taking the day to rest at the resort. So the last day ended up being just a resort day. Woke up the next morning, room serviced breakfast, and it was delicious. I got video footage of it. Mickey waffles. The latte was a win. So I think what I'm gonna do, for some reason, the room service lattes are a lot better than the ones you get at Gasparilla Grill. So I'm gonna just have to room service my coffee from now on. The trip was so much fun. I wanted to wrap it up with a little Q&A. So I asked y'all on my Instagram story any questions that you had if you are going on a solo trip, if you're trying to figure out Disney, if you're going for the first time, some questions that you might have. We're gonna answer them, as well as I booked another Disney trip, and it's coming up very soon, so I'll let you know more about that before the end of the video. We have to do our food ranking for wrapping up the trip. We'll start with the food and drink ranking. I did not get footage of everything, so I'm gonna input footage from days before, because I did just get a bunch of things that I've already had. Number 6 position is gonna be the Gasparilla Grill latte. Never hit. I did not get a good one while I was there. It just goes in last place. It was just milky. The espresso didn't taste right. Not my fave. Number 5 is gonna be the buffalo pizza. I had this the day before. It was delicious, and it was so good the second time as well. A little heat to it, but it's mellowed out with the blue cheese and this like ranch sauce that it's got on there. The crust is crispy. It's delicious. Number 4 is gonna be the mac and cheese from Gasparilla Grill. It's a classic. It's really good. The noodles are always al dente. The cream sauce is like a creamy cheese, but it's not fake tasting. It's really delicious. Number 3 is gonna be Mickey waffles for breakfast. I don't love bacon unless it's literally burnt, so the bacon I didn't eat, but Mickey waffles, every trip I have to get Mickey waffles at least once. They are just so fluffy and crispy and delicious. I love Mickey waffles. In the number 2 position is going to be the room serviced latte. I don't know if they make it in a different place. I don't know what they do, but it was delicious. It was perfect. And for Grand Floridian stays, I will be room servicing my coffee, because that was the best latte at the Grand Floridian. Worked out very well. Number 1, barbecue pulled pork, baby. That is probably my favorite menu item at Gasparilla Grill. It is incredible. It's always has enough flavor to it. It's delicious, and I highly recommend it. It's been my number 1 position for the past 2 days. Let me pull up my Instagram, and that's where I ask for like Q&A questions when I do them. Question number 1, opinions on the multi-pass system. To be completely honest, I don't feel like I was able to figure it out on this past trip. Need to do more research on the system and how to use it to my benefit. I found I was only able to get like 2 lightning lanes or 2 multi-passes for the day. Again, when I was going on this trip, I knew I was gonna be very much go with the flow. I had a few of my big ticket rides I wanted to go on, such as Rise of the Resistance. Never been on that ride, so this is the first time. It will be in every trip now at this point. I absolutely love that ride. But I had like my few ones that I wanted to hit, Tiana's, and I really just got it for those. I don't think I needed to do it though, to be completely honest. I'm just not always a huge ride person. I find that when it's cooler out, I want to go on a ton of rides. I want to stay at the parks all day long, which is why I'm excited for this next trip, because hopefully it's gonna be a lot cooler and I'll be able to spend way more times in the parks. When it's hot, I get overstimulated really easily. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I just want to go cool down immediately, so I find it hard to stay motivated at the parks. I just want to go cool off. I think in between now and my next trip, I'm going to do a lot more research on the actual system and figure it out, so that way next trip we go on, I'll be super prepared. Hopefully it will be a lot cooler the next trip. So opinions on it. I've heard people have great opinions, and I've heard a lot of people are able to get on a ton of rides with it. That was not my experience, but also I just don't think I did it right, and I didn't want to go on a ton of rides. Just I wanted to do my own thing. Perks of a solo trip. Will I do another solo Disney trip? Yes. I absolutely love Disney by myself. I don't know if this next trip is going to be a solo trip or if my husband will be coming with me. I will be vlogging regardless, so there will be Disney vlogs for that trip. I love Disney by myself. I feel like it's one of those underrated things with Disney. One, you can save money because you're only buying food for one person. If you utilize like quick service, I found it's cheaper than door dashing. It's cheaper than buying groceries, especially when you do those quick services. I was getting my lunch for under $15 each day. You save money in the food department and you can splurge on other things. Love the solo trip because you don't have to please anybody. I find when I go on Disney trips with like other people, obviously everybody wants to have a great Disney experience, so everybody has different things they want to do. People want to go on specific rides, people want to try specific foods, and it's fun. You can just go do whatever you want, like we did. I did a resort day, not intentional, but needed one, just was like, I can't do anymore. Mornings until we got too exhausted, came back to the resort, chilled out, and then went back and stayed till park closed. I mean, you can do whatever you want, and that's the fun of it. You don't have anybody who's judging you if you want to stay at a really nice resort and stay there the entire time. Get your money's worth out of that resort. If you are just like, I want to go and just go to the parks from open till close, you can do that if you want to as well. The perks of a solo trip are huge, and I think in every department they are incredible. Even if you just do solo park days, go for the day, come back home, go for 24 hours, come back home, they are worth it in every single aspect in my mind. Do you get bored? Do you get lonely? No. I love being by myself anyways. I'm an introvert who likes to be by myself and stay home. I enjoy it. I don't really get lonely. I think that the perks way outweigh the like being lonely and not knowing what to do. It's kind of the fun. You can just do whatever you want to do. I got a question along the lines of like, in day one, I told you I went in with no plans, no dining reservations, only 2 multi-pass dedicated time slots that I had to do. And did I regret not planning? No. I feel like it was more fun. I feel like it was a little bit more spontaneous. It was more exciting. I felt like when I wanted to do something, I could just go do it versus being like, I have to go do that. I wanted it to be just a fun, no plan trip, and I think it turned out that way. I think the next trip that I do, I'm gonna do a little bit more planning. Maybe we'll do more sit-down dining, mostly because I love doing the food rankings. So if you have any food items you want to see ranked or things you want me to try in the next trip, comment down below. What is my favorite time of year to go to Disney? For sure the winter time. For sure 100%. I would say anywhere between November and March are my absolute favorite times to go. Live in Florida, I understand the heat and the humidity. It is another game though in Orlando when you're more inland like that. It's another game. It does get very hot at the parks. Some parks handle the heat really well and allow you a ton of air conditioning options. Other ones, not so much. I would say that the coolest parks temperature-wise would probably have to be like Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom. I think the hottest park is Epcot. I think Epcot is the hottest park if you're going in the summertime. Make that the one specific day that you have a break in between because it gets really, really hot there. We are not done with the Q&A, but I'm gonna throw it in here. When is our next Disney trip. It's in November. Very excited about it being November. We are staying, drum roll please, at the Grand Floridian. What a shocker. We'll be there for, I think it's 4 days again is what we're doing. And I'm really excited to do the holidays. So they'll have all the holiday decor up, the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. I could not be more excited for this trip for the holiday festivities. Going with a little bit more of a structured plan so we can see which solo route is the better one to go. Is it good to plan a little bit more or just go with the flow? We'll be kind of testing that out. What's your favorite transportation option at the parks? Skyliner. 100%, and that's my like bone to pick with the Grand Floridian. I wish it was on the Skyliner route. I love the Skyliner. I think it's so much fun. So I think my official ranking for that would be Skyliner, monorail, ferry, and like the boat. And then I think bus would be in the last. I did bus this past trip for the first time. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very nice, and I thought it was super quick and easy. I enjoyed it. Where did you get all of your Disney t-shirts? I will link down below a bunch of small businesses. I always buy my merch from small businesses. They have the cutest designs, the best quality. I have an entire collection of Disney shirts. I feel like at this point I might owe you guys a haul of where I got all the shirts. An entire section of the closet that is just dedicated to small business Disney t-shirts. I'll link some of my favorite ones down below. They're always coming out with new designs, filtering through old designs, retiring old designs, bringing new ones. So I struggle to link like the exact t-shirts. However, you can bet all of these businesses will always have just like the best merch, new, fresh, and then bringing back some old ones. So I'll have my favorite ones down below. What is my favorite park at Disney? I would say it's changed. I used to be like Magic Kingdom 100%. I think Magic Kingdom has the most to do. However, I think it's been replaced. I really enjoy Hollywood Studios. I like walking around there. I've recently became a Star Wars fan, and I really appreciate the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I love Rise of the Resistance. I mean, Rise of the Resistance is my new favorite ride. So I think that bumps like Hollywood really up there. I enjoy the food a little bit more. I enjoy the scenery. The shops are a lot better. I do enjoy Hollywood Studios. It's on the Skyliner. I also really enjoy Epcot. Love Epcot's rides. My second favorite ride, Test Track, is at Epcot. I think the food, all the festivals that they do are fun. I like walking around there. Animal Kingdom is my least favorite park, which I feel like I would say it's a hot take, but I think I've noticed that it's actually not so much of a hot take. I think a lot of people are either Animal Kingdom's their favorite park or their least favorite. I just don't think there's a lot for me to do there. I don't love roller coasters very much. So like Expedition Everest is not really like my jam. I'm not really a big like show kind of girl, so I don't really love the shows. That's kind of like my opinion on Animal Kingdom. I think it's a fun one to walk around. I do believe it's a half-day park. I think you can do a full lap around, do all of your rides before 1 or 2. Tips for planning a solo Disney trip. I would say just have fun with planning. My favorite thing to do is watch Disney vlogs. My favorite thing to do is go on Disney TikTok, look at food videos, get excited about the whole thing. So I like watching those vlogs. I like putting together a loose idea of some of the things that like are my must-haves. Like what are the things that I really, really want to try, prioritize those. I like to save on my photos, like on my album. I have an album on there that's called Disney Trip. And whenever I see something I like, whenever I'm like, oh, I want to try this food item, I'll take a screenshot, add it to that album. So that way I just constantly have like fun little things that I want to try out that are all saved to an album. So I have Disney Solo Trip album, and I save photo inspiration, foods I want to try, rides I want to go on, just anything that I find inspirational in one aspect or another. I add it to that album so when I'm either at Disney or planning for Disney, I can just go through there and it's just all of the food I want to try. I'm able to map out like, oh, there's a lot of stuff I want to do at Epcot. I'm going to do a full day at Epcot, or I have a lot of things I want to do at Hollywood Studios, not so much I want to do at Magic Kingdom. You're able to plan a little bit better and not forget anything. You can just go in there when you're like, ooh, what do I want to do? Like, was there something I wanted to try? Just go into the album, you've got everything saved. And I say the album because normally I'm finding things on YouTube, I'm finding things on TikTok, I'm finding things on Instagram. So when you create albums on those specific apps, you have like 5 different albums on 5 different apps. It just makes it so much easier to just put it all in your photos. How did you take photos by yourself at Disney? I use gadgets. Amazon is the way to go. My favorite setup I did though was trash can at Epcot. I put a magnetic phone stand on the back of my phone. I don't know where it is. I put it away already. Magnets to the back of your phone. It's completely flat so you can put your phone still in your pocket, but it folds out into like a little phone stand. You can adjust the angle. I like to always take photos with my back camera. The camera quality is better. So what I like to do, put this like on a trash can somewhere, prop it up, get the angle I want, and the app I use is Lens Buddy. And what you can do with that is you press a button and it will just automatically take photos every like second, every 2 seconds. They're really good photos. It's the best one to use so you don't have to like be back here tapping it or put it on like a 10-second timer, run, take your photo, come back, run, take a photo. You're able to just stand there, pose, and you'll have like 50 photos you can go through and pick. I think that was the way that I enjoyed the most for taking pictures by myself. And I did not find it to be a struggle at all. I was able to take a ton of photos by myself and they turned out really good. Worst comes to worst, you can always ask a cast member or even just finding someone who's like taking a picture. I have no problem. If you have like a little bit of social anxiety, that might be a problem though. But just go up to someone and be like, hey, could you take my picture? I'll take your picture for you, and just do a little photo exchange. It's super quick and easy, and most people are totally down for it, especially if you see someone who's actively trying to take a photo or a group picture. It's normally 100%, I would say even 100%, they're gonna say yes. That wraps up my solo trip to Disney for this one. We are doing another one in November though, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss upcoming Disney videos. We're going back to a bunch of Amazon videos. I've got a ton of stuff over here. I wish you could see everything, which you will be seeing soon. With that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.